Hey guys, welcome to the Fanspire. The Fanspire is a talk show where football fans get to put forward their opinion on the game, and the Fanspire provides a platform for the fans to give their analysis on the game. The Fanspire is a unique initiative which was formed by some ardent followers of the game, where they decided to invite fans for their predictions and thoughts on the big games of the weekend. However, the Fanspire has come in with a new segment, a segment which we will be heading, where we discuss all the hot topics of football and answer all the questions of our followers. We have two big games coming up this week. We already have the Champions League quarterfinals. The first leg we saw last week, that was eight big teams coming up against each other. And we will be discussing the second leg in today's episode. Hey Aldrich, hey Purneet.
Hi, bro.
So between the two of you, of course, we saw Bayern Munich. We saw them fall to a one-all draw yesterday, a second-string Bayern Munich team, and PSG they romped to a 4-1 victory. So before we get started, how confident are you on a level of 10, Purneet, that you can qualify for the semi-finals?
It's gonna be like less than five, to be honest. Based on the current performances and the fact that we are missing a lot of key players, I would say that I'm not so confident.
And Aldrich, what are your thoughts on the
Uh,
second leg coming up?
I'm quite confident, like not overconfident, but I'm still confident. Our players played very good last week, means this week, and I'm quite confident we'll do it again. We have some injuries, but mostly they'll be back by Monday. Like Verratti had COVID, and Florence he had COVID, so they'll be back by Monday. And Navas, like means yesterday, they were saying he was injured, but I don't think he's injured, so he'll be back. I'm quite confident, not overconfident, but still confident.
So if we have a look at the stats of the first game, which we'll have up in a moment, you know, from what I saw, Bayern Munich dominated the game, and they dominated nearly every single aspect of the game, except for the goals, right?
Except for goals.
So, if you have a look at the game, if you see, you had Lewandowski out, you had Gnabry out. So, do you probably think Bayern Munich can probably utilize the fact that they already faced PSG once without the uh, likes of those two players, and now they have Leroy Sané again, who is an injury concern. So, do you probably think they can look to win in a way where they've already been in that situation before? They dominated the game last week. They can probably get in through.
It's going to be risky to take a look at the first leg, yeah. Now, what happened in the first leg was, let's say you spoke about Leroy Sané, yeah. If you look at his game, in the first leg, you'd realize that there were like two or three chances for him whereby he could have been like taken the shot by himself, right? But he chose to square the ball inside. He chose to cross the ball inside.
Yeah.
Why is that? It is because our players have that mentality, yeah, that Lewandowski is going to be the one who's going to be scoring the goals, yeah. When we had when we had Iron Robin didn't really care about who the striker is. When he got the ball, he cut inside, he shot it, and it just went in. Yeah, we do not have that confidence in our attack. I think that's like a really big concern. So it's just I think that the attackers that we have, Thomas Muller, Kingsley Coman, Leroy Sané, these guys just have to step up. These guys just have to admit that, you know what, Lewandowski is not here. So we have to be confident this time around and just make sure that the mistakes that we did in the first leg just don't happen again.
This won't happen again. True. So if we have the stats on after the first game, we can probably have a look at how they dominated possession, how they dominated the passes, how pass accuracy was dominated. So, like I said, everything apart from the goals was dominated, right?
Yeah.
And if you have a look at the expected goals scenario, where at halftime it was a situation where I was looking at the game and I was thinking, okay, maybe PSG have been very lethal, but Bayern can still snatch it. But if you have a look at the expected goals at the end of the game, And it's a stat because have a look at that stat: 4.14 for Bayern Munich and 1.54 for PSG. And you have a look at who won the game. And as we're talking about Bayern Munich dominating the game, but this is where I think Aldrich will probably want to comment because this is Kylian Mbappe coming through, and this is Kylian Mbappe showing the world that he is lethal on the counter attacks. He is lethal whenever a big opposition comes up. His idol is Cristiano Ronaldo. We all know that, but he's got this knack. He's troubled Barcelona already this season. He's troubled Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. So Aldrich, what do you probably think of the second leg? What do you think? Mbappe, Neymar, how is that shaping up?
I think it's going to be Neymar's game because if
Okay.
you see the first leg, most of the chances were created by Neymar. We didn't have a main midfield, like we didn't have Verratti, we didn't have Paredes. Paredes was suspended, so he's back. So Neymar was the one who was creating all the chances, and we had Mbappe finishing it. And then we had Navas. Navas saved like 12 shots of the
Yeah.
Bayern had so many chances. Bayern dominated the game. Like I'm being honest, Bayern dominated the game, but they missed a lot of chances. The goal by Choupo-Moting and Muller were excellent, but then Navas saved like 2 shots of Muller when he saved a lot of shots. So I'm quite confident. I'm like sketchy about the Navas situation. Like he got out of the game yesterday at halftime.
At halftime, yeah, he was substituted at
Yeah,
halftime.
but I'm quite sure he'll be back. Pochettino's quite confident that he'll be back. Then
Purnit will
I
probably
think
hope he isn't back. The way Purnit will probably hope he isn't back. The way Navas played that game, well, Navas is quite an underrated keeper. We all know that. But the way he
Exactly.
played, it was, I certainly got memories of the Real Madrid time with Navas because there were a lot of chances Bayern could have converted, right?
Yeah. I especially didn't want to be reminded of that game against Real Madrid. For some reason, I don't know why. Navas, when he plays against us, he is
He does
among
that.
the top goalkeepers in the world.
Yeah.
Whenever he plays against us, I just don't understand why is it? Why is it that way? Yeah, and he's like one of those players that has haunted us in the past with Real Madrid. He's doing the same with PSG now, and it's gonna be like really bad to say, but considering the amount of injuries that we have, some of the star players that we are missing, I'd perhaps want Navas to miss this game. Only just one game, please.
True. So, before the show started, because of this new initiative by the Fanspire, so we've come up with an initiative where we get our fans to probably come in and ask a few questions for the panelists. So, I have a question for Praneeth here, from Vineet, who is obviously who's part of the Fanspire and also he posted on a Team Sports site questionnaire. If Bayern fail to progress, will it be considered as a bad season?
It will be. It will be because see, our players want to emulate the success of Real Madrid. Now, what does that mean? Winning 3 Champions Leagues in a row. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2020 was great. 2021, this season, we have great players again. But there's like a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes with the disputes of the sports director and the manager. Yeah. And now we're stuck by injuries. Okay. So I think that it will be again a derailment in our ambitions because again in 2013 we had the ambitions that we want to win the Champions League again in 2014 and maybe the following years, but it took us 7 years to win it again. That's concerning. So when we thought that maybe this is the chance, maybe to not repeat the same mistakes that we did in the previous seasons, we are seeing the same stuff unfolding. So I would say yes, definitely that would be a really bad thing, and it's something concerning, surely.
So talking about this being either a good or bad season for Puneet and for Bayern Munich, I would want to come to Aldrich because I want to ask you: do you probably think this is the year where Kylian Mbappe is on song? Kylian Mbappe, a lot of rumors coming up with him go to Real Madrid and Neymar. Well, Neymar's at PSG, but there's not one summer gone where Neymar is not linked back to Barcelona. So do you probably think this is the year where PSG probably come up and say go one better and probably win the Champions League?
See, the thing is, in Liga, we have had tough competition this year. Like we have lost a lot of matches, but
Yeah.
we are still playing good. Like it's not like we are playing bad. It's like the competition has increased in Liga. The same thing with Champions League. I think this is the year, like not being delusional or anything, but we are pretty good this year. And if we win this match like on Tuesday, then I think we'll face Man City. But if Dortmund wins, then we'll face Dortmund, and then we have a clear chance. Like I don't think there's any team that's that
Also,
good
the
this season.
finals, yeah.
Last year there was Bayern who was undefeatable, but this year I don't think of any team that is undefeatable. And about the rumors of Mbappe and Neymar, most of them are fake. All the Spanish sources, they are just making up fake stuff. If you see the French sources, they are all saying that nothing like this has happened. For example, the scene where they said that Neymar wants to play again with Messi and he's going
With
to
Messi,
leave.
yeah.
Yeah, but that was all fake.
You would be hoping that for sure because you would obviously want to expect Neymar. You would expect Neymar to probably stay at PSG because the way he's playing
Yeah,
for PSG, he's got a great record in the Champions League for Paris.
exactly.
So
He's at
I would want you both probably to name your top three performers who you think would be the game changers. Top three performers for the second leg. So we'll start with Aldrich first.
I would go for Neymar, Mbappe, and then between Verratti and Navas.
Okay. And with Purneet, what do you think? The top three performers. Well, you might say a second string team. You can't call it the strongest Bayern Munich side, but then Bayern Munich, they might just turn up. So what do you think? The top three performers for you?
I think the number one has Manuel Neuer.
He needs to turn
Second,
up.
yeah, he does need to turn up. The second one I would say is I would say Joshua Kimmich because he's always charged up and everything like that. So Leon Goretzka is out, so it's going to be tough for us, and midfield has to be handled by him. And the third would be an attacker, but I'm not really sure who it's going to be. So statistically speaking, Thomas Muller is the second best goal scorer at the club. So I would say it's him. So my top three players are going to be Neuer, Kimmich, and Thomas Muller.
Okay. So your predictions for the match, Purneet?
It's going to be 3-2 for Bayern.
What do you think will happen in the game? Some thoughts on the game?
Say on aggregate, it's going to be on nil, and the away goals rule is going to be perhaps nullified. The game will go on extra time. That's what I think is going to happen. And maybe on penalties or maybe in extra time or something like that, perhaps we have some chances.
And Aldrich, what do you think? Your predictions for the
Um,
game?
I'm going for 2-1 PSG. We already have the away goal advantage right now, like 3 goals lead. And I'm quite sure, like, I'm skeptical about Bayern after the injuries. So I'm going for 2-1 PSG.
Okay. So thank you, Aldrich. Thank you, Purneet, for your time, and we hope we get to see more intense. The kind of football we saw last week. For a neutral fan, it was amazing. Of course, I did not. My heart wasn't racing because I don't support both the clubs. But as a neutral fan, it was a great game, and we hope to see more of it coming Tuesday. Of course, you can have a look at the screen: PSG versus Bayern, Wednesday at 12:30 a.m. for all the Indian fans, and we'll see who goes through and faces either City or Dortmund.